When Cristiano Ronaldo left Real Madrid, everyone thought they'd struggle for some time, but what they did was close to a perfect generational transition. Sometimes teams have problem with finding enough talent to surround their main players with, but Real Madrid managed to gather around some of the best players in the world and continue the streak of being one of the most competitive clubs in all of football. Hello football fans, and welcome to Top Corner TV. In this video, we'll go through the changes Real Madrid went through since the departure of their Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema trio, and how they were able to rebuild their team into being a powerhouse once again. We are a new channel with the goal of bringing you only the best football content, so before we begin, hit that subscribe button and help us become better with every new video. Back in 2009, the biggest news in the football world was Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Manchester United to sign with Real Madrid for, at that time, a record-breaking £80 million. The same year, a promising 22-year-old striker from France was added to the squad in hopes of providing help needed to win big, because that was the goal from day one of Ronaldo's arrival. Their first trophy together came to be the Copa del Rey in the 2010-2011 season, and a year after, Cristiano and Benzema won their first La Liga, combining for 66 goals within the competition. However, one trophy had been slipping away from them, and they knew they needed another piece to complete the puzzle. Real Madrid wanted to win the UEFA Champions League and went after Gareth Bale with everything they had, breaking the previous record set for Ronaldo and paid £85 million for the Welsh winger. From 2009 to 2012, they've achieved 3 semi-finals and got eliminated every time. When Bale arrived, everything changed. That very season, Real Madrid won their first Champions League since the 2001-2002 season and did it in a spectacular way. Everyone thought Atletico Madrid was going to upset their rivals by clinging onto that 1-0 lead minutes before the end, but Sergio Ramos saved his club and allowed his teammates to have a brilliant extra-time performance. If you don't remember that finals game, here's a quick recap for you.
Ramos! In the nick of time, Sergio Ramos saves Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo delivers La Decima for Real Madrid in Lisbon. The 12-year wait is over and Real Madrid have their 10th title.
2 seasons later, the trio of Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema would go on one of the most epic Champions League runs in the tournament's history, winning it 3 times in a row, a feat no other team was able to do ever. During their time together, they appeared in 4 Champions League finals and won all of them, combining for a total of 96 goals in the competition, which is a crazy piece of data when you remember they've played as a trio for only 5 seasons. Cristiano Ronaldo's record of scoring 17 goals in a single Champions League season in 2013-14 was largely due to having such a strong supporting cast, and it's worth mentioning that in those 5 seasons, Ronaldo won 4 Ballon d'Ors. No surprise why. From 2013 to 2018, BBC, as they were called by fans and the media, combined for an amazing 442 goals and 173 assists across all tournaments, which makes them one of the deadliest attacking formations to ever step on a football pitch. To create a perfect ending of their time together, they dominated their way to a 3-1 victory against Liverpool in the 2018 Champions League Finals, a game that crowned one of the most successful eras in Real Madrid's history. And then Cristiano made a decision that shook the football world: to continue his career at Juventus. This moment was a crossroads for Real Madrid. Everyone asked the same question: now what? There were many doubts about whether the club could remain competitive without their best player and how the rest of the players would function, given that they'd based their game around him for years. The answer soon followed, and it reflects all the greatness of Real Madrid as one of the best football clubs in the world. At the beginning of this millennium, we had the Galacticos. Then came Cristiano Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema. It seemed impossible to build a team that could potentially surpass their achievements, but as we're witnessing now, that is exactly what is happening. While Real Madrid dominated the Champions League in the CR7 era, in Brazil and England, the future of the club was shaped away from the public eye. The scouts did their job properly, So in 2018, the first step towards rebuilding was taken by the 18-year-old Vinicius Jr. The following season, Rodrygo joined him, and the pair managed to win their first Champions League just 2 years later in the 21-22 season. Only 3 years after Ronaldo's departure, Real Madrid was back at the top of Europe. Of course, it would be foolish to ignore the fact that many of the most important parts of this incredible football machine have remained the same. Modric, Carvajal, and Benzema were an additional reason why Ronaldo and Bale were able to do what they did. The only difference was that this time they received so much more spotlight, which was quite nice considering how big their impact was over the years. The following season, getting eliminated by Manchester City was a bitter pill to swallow. In response, Jude Bellingham was brought in, and he needs no introduction. We all know what the result of this act was. Real Madrid won another Champions League trophy, their 15th this time, another record they have all to themselves. Being at the top of Europe twice in 3 years with such a young team can only mean one thing: there will be more of this in the near future. The situation wouldn't be so scary if the team remained the same next season, but when someone like Kylian Mbappe is about to come in, where do you set the limits for a squad that is used to winning like Real Madrid? Vinicius Jr. and Rodrygo already have 3 La Ligas and 1 Copa del Rey title to their name, and it won't be long until Jude Bellingham adds more accolades to his resume. This year's La Liga and Champions League must have felt sweet, so he'll probably be even more hungry to chase that same feeling in seasons to come. When your best players have already won 2 Champions League finals before the age of 23, and you add Kylian Mbappe, who is undoubtedly one of the best strikers ever, those 4 titles from 2013 to 2018 don't seem so unattainable anymore. Vini Jr. and Rodrygo may not be the same tandem Ronaldo and Bale were, but maybe they won't need to be at all. Football today is different compared to the previous decade, and it is certain that Mr. Ancelotti found a way to fit together all their qualities for the purpose of continuing the winning tradition of Real Madrid. Another very important thing for all Real Madrid fans is the rivalry with Barcelona, and the fact that their last Champions League title was in the 14-15 season certainly brings at least some kind of satisfaction. When adding the fact that out of the last 5 La Ligas, 3 went to Real Madrid, 1 to Barcelona, and 1 to Atletico Madrid, it's more than obvious which club had a more successful period after the departure of their biggest stars. Barcelona never fully recovered from Messi's departure, while Real Madrid won 3 domestic championships, 2 Champions Leagues, and 1 Cup, enough for a successful generational change. Now that everyone's waiting for Kylian's arrival, opinions are divided into those who think Real Madrid will dominate everything from now on, and those thinking this experiment will implode and lead towards toxicity within the locker room. Luckily, only the guys on the field will be able to prove whether positive or negative predictions were true, and in the meantime, all we can do is sit back, relax, and enjoy Euro 2024 as we're waiting for the new season of football to start. That's it for today, dear friends. We hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Real Madrid's change of generations and which trio you think was better, the one led by Ronaldo or the current one. Thank you for watching and sticking out with us until the end. Make sure you don't miss out on more football stories by hitting that subscribe button. See you in the next one.